Pisces, how are you? Welcome to the channel and to this reading, Pisces. We are going to connect with your available energies for these next few hours, next few days. I'm going to start this reading with this beautiful oracle to see the message from your guides through this very inspiring energy. What are your guides letting show for you regarding what is, well, something that suits you very well, which is divination? Chives is a plant that is accompanying you. A sign that is around you, which is also a water sign, is Scorpio. Scorpio can be your ascendant, it can be your moon, or they can be influential people at this moment in a quite powerful energetic aspect. Number 14 certainly carries a strong connotation of change because in numerology, it is the number 5. It is a very lovely energy, and above all, very clear and transparent regarding things that you need to know, whether they come from what is your intuition or someone who has certain intuition, certain vision, certain development, specifically with divination, who is guiding at this moment. But beyond that, this comes to remind you of something very important, because you must keep in mind that beyond what they may tell you in a tarot reading, for example, there is something that is fundamental, and I've always told you when it has been appropriate, and that is that you are the sole owner of your decisions and you are the owner of your free will. And at this moment, as there is a situation that perhaps has you like this, like it is in doubt, you need to know what is not seen at first glance. And you might be asking, you might be investigating or listening, or from a personal place, you may also be asking, right? Well, it is a time, it says, for you to find yourself in harmony regarding this. It is a moment where you yourself are having that answer that you may be looking for outside, that knowledge of powerful energies that can also be helping you to change even your destiny. So it is a moment you are facing challenges with this impressive energy. And besides, if your ascendant is Scorpio and you are Pisces or have your moon in Pisces, obviously your intuition is more than tuned in. Let's see what the cards tell us now. These readings are always generalized. It may be that sometimes you need to have a personal consultation, as I have been telling you, right? And you can do that with me through the website. You have the address here in the video, you always see it, and you have a pinned comment on your sign that you go directly to the page. In short, what I also feel, Pisces, is that you will be able to seek advice or ask or listen to readings, mine or someone else's, but you will be the one who will be defining this situation, because they tell you again, you are the one who has the answer at this moment. Well, here is a beautiful card, which is the 10 of Pentacles card, and it is telling us about a great economic achievement. The card of a water sign came out again, energy of a water sign like Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And here again, you are very emotional these days, quite receptive precisely to all that subtle information. So we have to pay attention to it. They are telling us the same thing again. Now, if there is a 10 of Pentacles in a reading, I would tell you to prepare for economic success, to prepare for solvency, for stability. Perhaps your uncertainty has to do with the wait for the situation, right? Well, I need to get closer to that money. I need to finalize this job. I need to settle my finances, and I want to know how I have to do it, or I need guidance. Yes, you can ask for it, but ultimately the one who is going to decide so that this turns out well is you, because it is saying so right here. So what I see with this card is that you recover or directly land in financial security. You also perceive a certain magic in things that you have in front of you. And from that magic, you are going to draw something quite interesting, which you are going to bring to a more material ground. And you are going to manage to accommodate that to your benefit so that it gives you, well, a certain retribution. This may have to do with that Pisces who is developing in this type of thing, in what is tarot, in what is divination, in what is readings of some kind. That might be where things are headed. It is telling me that if you have doubts about doing it, if you feel that calling but have not yet decided, if you have an environment that perhaps is not supporting you much so that you do it, I think the one who defines this situation is you, because there is a higher calling that is connecting you with this path. And you are going to end up doing it because you have a Queen of Cups. I would tell you that beyond the fact that this could also be a situation that derives for you, not only to help other people and that you could develop your gift, it is certainly what is a good entry of money, right? Something that could change your economic reality if you dedicate yourself in a conscious, responsible, instructed way. Because obviously for this, you have to study, and for this, you have to know well, because if you are going to be in contact with people, your word will have weight. For a reason, they're looking for you, if that is the case. So obviously, if you build something from that place of value, surely what you are going to receive is something also of value. Beyond that, it may be that this comes from a more tangible or more practical side. And here they are reassuring you about what that uncertainty or that doubt is that you are, well, as I tell you, wanting to know in another place. This is telling you that here you managed to conquer something that recovers you from what could be instability, that recovers you and takes you to what could be a different place from how you are living now in the economic topic. And that also, in some way, connects back to professional matters. Pardon me, I meant family matters. It really is a perfect moment for you to feel comfortable enough to allow yourself to step back and simply enjoy quality time with your family and your friends. You deserve to embrace these moments of connection, letting go of your daily worries to fully experience the warmth and love that surround you when you are in the company of those who matter most in your life. It is that you have the time, the availability, and besides the desire, because you started to understand and to feel that your life feels in harmony. It is something the 10 of Pentacles is not only financial gain, it is a lot of things that contribute to your life and that it feels like something works in a perfect way. And that gives you great peace of mind, allowing you to truly enjoy your money and spend or invest it from a place that is, if you will, also deeply human, Because that gives you to share with the family, to spend moments with your family or with friends, right? The 10 of Pentacles also speaks to me of a group or a congregation, a community, someone who also works together with Pisces, or Pisces is part of that to materialize what could also be the security or economic solvency. In other words, all the projects you have here with this group, which can also be your family, will have an excellent result. What I see is that financial gains, specifically, are arriving for you. Everything is leading towards significant prosperity for you and your loved ones. It can be earnings in abundance, and we can take abundance to any area of life, but of course also to economic earnings. What I do have to emphasize to you is that the period of crisis is over because you also have a Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a card that speaks to us about the fact that those relationships that are important to you, that have a weight of importance in your life, are reaching a higher level, right? It can be specifically in the general context, or it can be in particular with one person, because a Queen of Cups appears. Unless it is you, obviously this card, this energy, right, for being a water sign and having, well, the need and the emotional balance and the harmony at this moment to connect with someone, and also decide on what is a feeling and decide from what is your decision or free will specifically. There is someone who will also be doing the same, deciding to connect with you in a more responsible way, to be closer, to be more attentive to you, and to care for you, just as you will also be the one to care for that person in return. I mean, there is a very important symbiosis with this person, specifically magically, and it is someone of a water sign. Now you have a card that catches my attention a little, which is the Five of Cups card. The Five of Cups card is the card that places Pisces in a place of emotional instability. And that may be what you are going through now at this moment, that you feel low in energy or you feel specifically hopeless, sad, because you are not seeing this economic result. And also you are not connecting in the way that I am telling you that you are going to connect with that person, whether that person is new or is within your relationships. But since it is someone that marks it as within your important relationships, it is someone who at this moment perhaps is not close to you and you are lacking that person. And that is why you are in this emotional disharmony. I feel like up to this point, for some of you, things just haven't turned out the way you thought they would, the way you were counting on, or the way you had truly hoped and wanted them to happen all along. And that obviously disappoints you quite a bit. And that is why the uncertainty of looking for answers, right? And that is fine. But the Five of Cups also tells you not to stay in that feeling of suffering or instability, that you try to see the positive side of all this, and it automatically takes you to the 10 of Pentacles. There are other things that perhaps you are losing sight of or are letting pass that are really things, people, or situations to which you have to pay attention that are indeed worth it. Because for as long as you continue to dwell in that energy of the Five of Cups, stubbornly insisting on something that simply isn't reaching you in the way you are expecting, or that is actually causing you significantly more harm than you ever anticipated, you are only trapping yourself in a cycle of suffering. You have to realize that holding on to this specific emotional state is keeping you from moving forward, and you are hurting yourself far more than the situation itself ever could. No, that is not the case. You are missing out on living a beautiful love with someone who is indeed totally devoted to a connection with you. Enjoying moments with people who really, for those people, you are very important. And dedicating yourself to generating more stability regarding what is already a situation that begins to function in a perfect way in the economic part. So you are also becoming aware that this literally remains in the past. Here you have the Fool card. You know that the Fool card is a card that is speaking to us about new beginnings. There is the Karma card, and those are certainly very powerful cards. And then we have the Knight of Cups appearing. You can clearly see that there is some very important news on the way for you. You know, the Knight of Cups card is really speaking to us, letting us know that regarding that specific situation you are asking about, well, you are receiving your answers. Yes, you are truly, genuinely receiving the answers that you have been looking for. Yes, it is all coming through to you quite clearly now. You know that this person is going to return, or you know that this person is about to approach, or you are somehow calling that person, either psychically because there is the Queen of Cups card, or spiritually, whatever it may be. And I return to the same thing. Either it is a person who matters to you and is already in your life, or it is a person who also has intention toward what is your destiny, toward what is your life from a place of deep connection, and that the path for that person to enter your life on an emotional level is completely cleared. That is why you are about to live a great adventure where you are asked to enter with everything, to enter with all your spontaneity, that you do not have to fake absolutely anything, that you must behave as you are, do what you feel, what you want to do, and find what also fills you and makes you happy and puts your energy really high. Because the Fool is a bit like that. It is a moment perhaps where some of you are like starting over in something and you already have a solid foundation. So what can you risk? What could you lose? Absolutely nothing. That is why the Fool is a card that always asks us to risk with confidence, especially because there is a dream that we are chasing and an achievable dream at this moment. So from that spontaneity and originality, as long as you remain in that authenticity, you are going to achieve absolutely everything you want, and even more so with a person. So trust that life is putting you on the path to this person with this person, or it is putting you on the path to wealth. And it feels like it is the moment that Pisces is given the possibility to open up to this. I mean, you have been prepared to reach this moment in this way, and you are being shown a life option that you intuited existed with this person in this way in wealth, and that now you see it manifested. You feel like you are like being born again. Maybe inspiration is being born anew in your heart and in your life regarding this person, or a connection is born that inspires you a lot and resonates deeply with this energy. Because you have the Judgment card, the card of karma, your option here is very clear. You can either remain conditioned like the Five of Cups, staying within that limitation, within that box, or you can rise up and gain the awareness to change your reality, because that is what Judgment is. We become aware that we can move beyond it, because that is what Judgment is. We become aware that if we want to continue maintaining that limited reality, or we go beyond. That is why the Fool unfailingly pushes you to change and to orient that dream toward that concrete possibility. So the Judgment card is a card of reflections, a card of decision. It is a card of reconstruction in relationships as well. Many of you here are aligned with soulmates or with people who, in one way or another, have contributed to certain processes in your life that were truly important. And somehow, if we are talking about a personal matter, Pisces, that is deciding to change this whole reality, you will be taking into account everything lived, right, in the past to replicate what has served you, but to change what has not. That is why there is a Five of Cups, and you are becoming aware of facing this situation, if you will, but leaving this zone that we sometimes choose to stay there in that comfort zone, which is that of the Five of Cups many times, but suffering. So it does not make much sense. One must become aware of how we are leading our lives, our behaviors, and how we are looking at things and at people too. So it is a moment where this awakening or realization tells Pisces, well, look at what you have. That is why it tells you it is the moment that you also have to realize that you have to appreciate the good things in life that you have, or what you are achieving, or take that time to enjoy, analyze that, what you have at this moment. Afterwards, it is also a moment where you're going to do what you want. That is why you have the Fool. And if to go toward what you want, you have to change the position from where you are, it is also the right moment. So it is a very powerful reading for that PC who is really becoming aware of how they want to live their life from free will, but also that they have to become aware of the life they are having at this moment. There are things from the past that resurface when Judgment appears. Of course they do. It is a card that connects us with that specifically. That is why it is a karma card and it is a learning card. And here it is, nothing bad, on the contrary. So there is a rethinking with the relationship. I have no doubts. It is a moment where something is going to be evaluated, yes, with a person. And if it is necessary to amend, and it is on your part to amend because it is your choice and that person's things will be falling into place. But it is also a moment where life makes you realize that you are already ready, prepared to awaken feelings. I mean, for those feelings to also come out of the box, because Judgment has a bit of that connotation of limitation. You surrender yourself to another person, that person will do the same as well. For a reason, you're on that same path or toward that same destiny. Let's see what the angels give us, Pisces. Let's see what the angels give us. I am the angel who announces to you the achievement of that cherished dream. Relax, let yourself go, because now heaven helps you by giving you the appropriate energy. I tell you success will be yours if you act with. Let's see what it is you need to act with. What do you need to act with? With courage, with confidence, and with the freedom to choose your own path. Well, I have been left speechless here because it has to do with how your reading begins, right? With the freedom of choice, with the freedom of choice. It is you who is at this moment writing this love story or writing this new reality that is seen in abundance with that 10 of Pentacles. So let's connect with this wonderful energy, Pisces.